Hey everybody, you are listening to the Zero Altitude Outdoor Podcast with your host, Brandon Garrett. For this podcast, we would like to thank Txtorches, offering quality lighting solutions at affordable prices. Our favorite are their headlamps, the Elite Series and the Predator Series. The super bright LED, fully waterproof, rechargeable, backed by a limited lifetime warranty. That's Texas tough. You can reach them at TexasTorches.com. Welcome back to another episode of the Zero Altitude Outdoors. And we are on the road and we're headed to Colorado. So we're kind of pumped up. We're actually in Colorado right now, and it's actually your first time, right?
Very first time hunting Colorado.
So I've been to Colorado 3 times, and I've killed 3 bulls. So Colorado's been good to me. We have high expectations. I guess that could be good or bad. Because we know Colorado gets pressured. We know, these over-the-counter units. We know it's going to suck compared to Idaho and Montana and other places we've been. But, man, we are pumped up. We've been on the road all night. We're almost to our first spot. So let's talk a little bit about what we expect and what our game plan is.
Well, again, like I said, this is the first time in Colorado hunting, and I can already see the elevation is a lot different than what I'm used to. But expectations, man, like I said, it's a high expectation from the game plan we put together. The scouting, e-scouting that we did, the Onx and Google Earth. I think we got a good plan, a good game plan to go in and let me back up a little. We've learned some things from some podcasts and some individuals that gave us some good insight to what the elk are doing and why they're doing certain things. So I think culmination of what spots we've got and what game plans we have for our calls, I think we are putting ourselves in a pretty good position.
I agree. So the way we're going to attack this hunt, and this is our first hunt, by the way. This is our first hunt back in the elk woods. We've been waiting for this all year. So we are super pumped. The weather's cooler, we're a bunch of flatlanders, been coming from, 90-degree heat. So we are pumped up. We've been, e-scouting and studying this stuff all year. But the way we're going to attack this hunt, I think is going to be different from the other Colorado hunts that I've done myself, and a little bit different from the other hunts that we've been on. So I think the approach we're going to use is a little bit different. We're going to use different calling tactics. We're going to try to get away from the pressure. What we read and everything we studied on about this particular unit that we are going to try is a lot of pressure. And you hear that. You hear that about all the OTC units. But we ain't going to know until we get there. Kind of, use our own judgment. But I'm going to go ahead and assume there's a lot of pressure, a lot of calling already. They've already had 2 weeks. Everybody blowing bugles and everything like that. And today is September 15th. So we're hitting it right on the money. Last year in Montana, September 15th was money. And they had just started, and we just had to leave right here at about around this time. I know the 13th and 14th, they were bugling like crazy, and we had some opportunities. But now we kind of focused on Colorado because, you know, let's face it, it's the back burner state. It's your last chance. Everybody falls back on it if they miss the draw. And that's what happened to us. We had a crappy draw this year. It sucked. Well, we tried 5 states.
Yeah.
I think 5 states, and we bombed out of all of them.
Really hoping for New Mexico and Montana to pull through, and swing and a miss.
Yeah, that we were really pulling for both of those, New Mexico and Montana. We were for sure our fallback was Montana. We thought we were going again, and you know, we hunted the general area, and man, that one hurt. I don't like to put all our eggs in one basket, but that one hurt.
Yeah, that was going to be a heck of a hunt for sure, because we already know the game, we already know the setup, we already know the layout, we know exactly what we need to do. And with this added information and knowledge that we've just obtained over this year, deadly. Those elk were in trouble.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about our strategy, you know, and here's our plan. We wanted to make a podcast on, you know how everybody's pumped up, you know, you don't know what to expect. You're going to a new area. You have all these game plans, and we wanted to make a podcast like a before and an after. You know how hard elk hunting is. Everybody gets their feelings hurt. We go through plan A through Z every time, you know. For us, it never works out on plan A. But we wanted to kind of do a before to kind of see where we're at and what our game plan is going in. And then we're going to reflect back, like a debrief, and see what changed. And, you know, try to turn it into a learning experience.
Yeah, so, definitely do an after action review.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's a good deal, man. So our planning started when we figured out we didn't get any draws. So, and I was kind of already looking into Colorado as a backup anyway, just for the fact that I wanted to come back to Colorado for archery. I've killed a couple bulls with a rifle and one with the bow. So it's been a couple years since I've been in this state with archery, but we wanted to try it again. And I wanted to go to a different area. Those areas that I've hunted before, the 2 rifle bulls were in the same unit, and the archery was in a different unit. So I wanted to explore, and Shelby, man, you were all about it because you never even been here. So
yeah, this is one of the states that I wanted to hunt, you know, from the beginning. I'd always said Colorado, Montana, and Wyoming. So I've knocked out Montana, about to knock out Colorado. So the other state would be definitely, you know, Wyoming. But Colorado has just always, you know, been on since you got me into this elk hunting madness. It's always been on my, you know, on my mind, and now here we're about to do it.
Yes, sir. So back to our strategy and our game plan. It started back for me as soon as we learned for sure, you know, we didn't draw anything. It's like, okay, you know, lick our wounds. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go from here. Bam, bam, bam. So I started e-scouting immediately. I started researching, you know, pretty much doing what everybody else does, looking at forums, Google Earthing, break out the Onyx, and I start eliminating stuff, and I start trying to think differently than everybody else. You know, everybody's trying to think differently and go somewhere different and get away from pressure. So I was trying to do that, but then think about where everybody would go to get away from pressure and then do something different from that. So we're deep into this. But I think I picked a good unit. It's pretty rough. If anybody knows anything about Colorado, most of the units are rugged, just nasty. And everywhere I've hunted, I do believe Colorado is one of the harder states as far as ruggedness, elevation, and all around that aspect. All the other units and states that we've hunted kind of been fairly easy. There's a few spots in Idaho and Montana, they were pretty bad, but I do think Colorado has it beat in the areas that we try to hunt. But taking all this into effect, we're looking for road systems, how we can access it, where the access is not. We looked at the private land boundaries. I've had great success on private land boundaries. Most of our kills have been private land boundaries.
Yep.
So that's been a good thing for us. Everybody has the same. When I say everybody, there's a lot of people going deep. They all think, go deep, pack in, and that's not always the case. Sometimes it is. You can be successful at either one, and we've never really backpacked deep, and that's how we're going to approach this hunt. So a lot of our normal plans or normal things that we bring, normal stuff that we do every year, it all changed. So we had to completely refocus our mind. What gear do we need? Start buying stuff and ordering and getting all that coming. And we had to start this way ahead because COVID, everything's backed up and orders can't come through, and you know how that is.
Yeah, there was a couple items that was kind of hit or miss whether we were going to have them for this year, just because everything's so back ordered. I mean, I waited 4, 5, 6 months on some of the stuff that we needed, but definitely coming in and doing this hike-in is way different.
It's a game changer.
Game changer. And we've always done kind of I guess you kind of call it a fun and gun, or a run and gun, which is,
like a spike camp,
right?
Stay close to camp.
And we were successful. But I think with this type of elevation, which, definitely shout out to MtnOps for the solitude, because this is another level elevation, especially for us coming from zero.
From zero altitude. Yeah. So our first targeted camping destination for tonight. So we're going to get there at about 1:00, and we're going to get our tags secured and all that good stuff. So we're going to have 4 or 5 good hours to hike in, and our first targeted camping spot is 5.5 miles in.
5.5.
Yep. So we're going to be pushing it, and we got a lot of gear. We're both pushing the 70-pound mark, give or take 4 or 5 pounds. So we got a lot of gear. Our plan is for 9 days. So, and we eliminated everything we could. So we're not bare essentials, but we're comfortable, And with these new packs that we got, I got a new Mystery Ranch Marshall, and you got the new, what is it?
Badlands MRK 6. It's a little smaller than the Vario 65 that I had. It's a 6,100 cubic inches, but that joker is stuffed.
Yeah, we're loaded down. I needed a new pack. I run the Metcalf on 90% of my hunts, and then the Mule for the little day hunts, which they use the same frame, the Godlight MT frame. So that's a good tip. I got the Mule for the day pack. You can interchange them. And the Metcalf is good for 4 to 5 days. But I knew if we're backpacking in for 8, 9 days, man, I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it. I was like a 45 or 4,600 cubic inch pack. It just wasn't enough.
Mm-mm.
So we both ordered new packs. And let me tell you, they are stuffed. I don't know if bigger's always better.
I know. But you're pushing 77 pounds or something, ain't it?
Yeah, 76, a little over 76.
And I think I'm at 63 or 4. And that little pack, we're going to find out if it's going to be good for an 8-day, 9-day hunt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we're going to try to hit our targeted camping destination for tonight. If we have to hike in the dark, then so be it. We got some good headlights. Thanks to Texas Torches, man. They got some good rechargeable headlights. We made a switch, last year?
Last year.
In Idaho, or before that in Montana.
Yeah.
We made a switch, and man, I'm really happy with them. Great customer service. They're rechargeable. They're waterproof, backed by a lifetime warranty. I would check them out. TexasTorches.com.
And they even survive a couple story drop on the.
Oh yeah, to the concrete. Yeah. Oh yeah,
still works.
But anyway, so we're gonna hike in the dark if we have to, and our first night we're gonna try to camp there. You know, that's our goal. We might not make it, but we'll try to camp there. And I have a glassing spot, not even half a mile from there. Was that a quarter mile?
About, yeah.
So if we do make it before dark, we get the tent set up and we can bum rush up there and glass in that little area that we're in. Just all kind of we kind of go with the flow, see how the country is. The elevation's always different than Google Earth. Everybody knows that. Google Earth lies.
Yes.
So the trees may be taller, and we may just have to put our spot and scope back up in the box, we'll just kind of go with the flow and go from there. But that's our goal, is to try to glass the first evening. If we can't, we'll get some good rest. We'll recoup. And in the morning, there is a saddle and a bench with dark timber. 1 mile, a little over 1 mile. We're going to have to hike straight up, man. It's a heck of an elevation gain. But, man, I think it's money, dude. How does he say on TikTok? That's money, dude.
That's money. Yeah, it's some beautiful country here, man. We're passing through some of these passes right now. And I mean, it's elky everywhere you look.
Good colors on the trees now, too. They're just starting to turn yellow. Everybody knows Colorado's beautiful, man. Colorful Colorado, that's for sure. But we don't know. There's a lot of water running that we see right now, so we don't know how dry our area is. I've done a lot of research to try to figure it out, and from what I've seen and heard, that everywhere's kind of dry, but this particular area has a lot of water, and there's a lot of water close to private. So we're going to definitely check that out and see what it looks like. But I think the saddle and that dark timber bench will be a great starting point. And from what we've gathered, our research that we've been doing, is we're banking on this main road and this main campground area. All the hunters are going to be pushing out towards the mountain from there. So we're swinging around the backside, coming in from a totally different way, a hard way. The only way you can get in is hike. So we're hiking, we're bushwhacking, we're making our way in, and it's a hard to access place, and we're banking on the pressure pushing these elk. And I've killed one in the saddle before, and I think it's going to work out. I do believe there's a lot of dark timber. The dark timber that we're going to focus on is in one drainage, and it is super hard to get to. It is blocked off in like almost all sides except one little place to get in there. But based on the research that we've done, I think it's a good plan. We're going to keep our camp down low. at least the first couple of days so we can acclimate. And that's something you always want to do. You don't want to push it and, go up in elevation more than a rule of thumb is 1,000 foot per day. So we don't want to push it and try to get up there and camp. Even though we got camp on our back, we don't want to get up there and get amongst them and get too high. 11 and 12,000 is where we're going to be hunting at. So we're coming from 0 to 10 on our first night, and we're taking like Shelby said, the MtnOps, the Solitude, baby aspirin. Make sure we drink lots of water, stay hydrated. You want to hydrate before, because elevation, it'll make you feel like you're not thirsty. So
you're not drinking enough.
And that's bad. That's bad news. So we're gonna stay hydrated. We're gonna stay taking our Solitude, our baby aspirin, and we're gonna chill out at 10,000 feet, at least for 2 nights, and then we'll go from there. This little area, it's not huge, but I think three good days, I think we can make our rounds and check it out and eliminate it or stay in there.
Great.
So we do have a couple backups. You want to talk about our backups and what our backup plans? If this little area does not work, we have a couple other plans we're going to do. Our plan B, we're going to go down to a different area. It's a little bit more popular.
Yeah.
But the elevations are way higher. There's a 14er nearby, and there's a lot of 13,000.
Mm-hmm.
And in this particular unit, we've always heard high at tree line or near tree line. And man, it just seems like everybody, that's what they do. Everybody goes high. And there's elk, I believe, at all elevations. You just have to find them. And there's a reason that they're low. But, it'd be pressure push them down. Food is down on private. Safety from private. There could be several reasons why they're down. But I do believe there's elk at all elevations, and you can be successful at any of them. But we tend to hunt the lower elevations. So that our second plan is to go down to that camp, and we'll hike in. We do have a 4-wheeler. We have our 4-wheeler and our trailer, and we'll utilize it. We'll go down the river or the creek or whatever it is, and we're gonna go up deep as far as we can, and we're gonna go up. There's a certain trail that we're gonna hit, and it's 8 miles in, and man, it's straight up, ain't it?
Yes.
We're looking at it right now on Onx. It's straight up. Yep. So our plan there is, okay, so if we eliminate our first plan in 2 to 3 days, we're acclimated to 10, 11, almost 12,000 feet. I think that's enough time to get acclimated, and, we're there for a few days. So then we're able to, if we have to, go to our second plan, which is even higher. We're gonna find elk.
Yeah.
We are determined to find elk. At whatever elevation, we're gonna find them. So we're talking about the new elk tactics that we're gonna do. Aside from what we've always done, we can call them. That's no problem. We're just gonna do a few things different, and hopefully, when our film comes out on YouTube after this, you'll be able to see what we did. So we're going to change some stuff up and see how it goes. But I do think we can find them. And, you have to find an elk to kill an elk. So whether it be tracks, visualize see a bull or a cow, or beds, hook, grubs, whatever it may be, we're going to find it. If we hear one, that's all we need to know. If we get him into timber, perfect.
Then we work the magic.
That's perfect. So we're pretty pumped up. We got a lot of energy right now, even though we're fat and stove up from the long trip. And we're kind of out of shape. You know, you always get that feeling. I've seen people talk about it, and I've always felt it. Like, I never feel like I'm ready. Do you get that feeling too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just, like, I should have done a little more, should have done a little longer. Should have started a little sooner.
Yeah. I've said it all year. Like, I try to get in the gym, you know, try to run, try to do this, wear my pack, man, constantly trying to do something. And, you know, busy life. It's hard to do everything you want to do. So we tend to, you know, get in the gym a month or whatever earlier, you know, before elk season starts. And man, I'm gonna be huffing and puffing all those cheeseburgers I've been eating.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take us a minute to catch our breath. I'm probably 2 or 3 days before we can actually take a full breath at that high elevation.
Yeah,
especially with that weight.
I've never been one to bring oxygen. I know it works. I know some people do it. You know, if I was riding around on a four-wheeler and not walking very far, I probably would. But this particular hunt, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to carry the extra weight. Shoot, I'm already at 76. I'm at 76 pounds. You know, I feel like I got an elk quarter on my back. And we're going straight up. So from where we park in the truck to our first destination is 1,500 elevation gain. And that's where we're going to kind of park it. But we're hunting up from there. You know what I mean? We're hunting up every which way we go. We're hunting up. And it's going to be rough. And another tactic of why we're staying at 10,000 and pitching our tent there, we're going to use that as like our spike camp until we figure the area out. But also, we're going to unload our packs. That's a chance to unload our packs, unload all of our food, unload all that junk, and try to go light. That way we can run up the mountain or whatever, you know, we can do the 8-10 miles a day like we normally do. Because, correct. You know, and then, you know, we eliminate the weight of the tents and, you know, all the sleeping stuff. Man, we'll be down in the 20-pound range or less. And that's a game changer right there.
Yes. They were super mobile.
Really mobile. I love to be mobile. I think mobility is a killer. I think being mobile is very essential, man. So I guess we're going to wrap this one up.
Yeah, we're not too far away from having to get our tags set up, get dressed.
Or shoot our bow, right?
Shoot our bow, for sure. That is a must.
So for this year, I'll just do a little rundown before we end. For this year, instead of everybody buying tags and everybody trying to get tags, you know, everybody gets bulls. You know, we only ever come back with one bull, so we just throw away money, right? Everybody wants that bull. So what we're doing this year is it's like, okay, we got 2 hunts this year, 2 elk hunts, okay. So instead of all of us buying tags and all that stuff, it was like, hey man, let's kind of save money, and we're focusing on filming. We're trying to get some good footage for you guys, and you can't do that with everybody trying to kill a bull at the same time. Let's face it. You know, everybody's focused on different stuff. It's extremely difficult already, and that just makes it even more difficult. So what we're doing is we're going on these 2 hunts, one with archery and one with the rifle. We're coming back here in the same unit. We're going to scout and learn this place in this first hunt also, which will be good for the second hunt if we come back here. So hopefully we're successful. Hopefully we can find elk, and we can come back here. If not, we're going to be scrambling. But so what we did is Shelby, he's never killed an elk, and he's always wanted to do it with a bow, and he's been bow hunting for how many years?
I started bow hunting in 94.
So 94, that's a long time. And many deer under the belt, but no elk. And we've been close. We've had some close misses, close misses. And lots of call-ins and situations we've been put in the last couple of years. We've been hunting together. And, man, this is his time. So I'm going to film him. He has the tag. And he's the man. He's the man on this deal. It's his time. So rifle season, we're going to flip the script. And he's going to film me. I'll have the rifle tag.
One way or the other, elk's dropping in Colorado.
Oh yeah, we're gonna drop 2 of them in Colorado. 2 of them gonna die. And your tag's either sex tag, correct?
Yes, either sex.
So, we're not afraid. We don't want to be holding out for a monster or nothing like that. We know it's over the counter and it's pressured. I know what kind of bulls is around. We don't want to hold out, but anything goes. And, man, hopefully we can bring something back. That's the main thing. Have fun, new experience, new area. It's beautiful. It's September. It's cold. Man, I love elk hunting.
Oh, man. Cannot wait to get on the mountain and get after them.
All righty, we're going to wrap this episode up. We appreciate you following Zero Altitude Outdoors. Wish us luck. We'll come back with another episode right behind this one of a recap of what all went down. So hopefully we have an awesome story to tell either way it goes.
Thank you guys for listening to Zero Altitude Outdoor Podcast. We appreciate any feedback, positive or negative. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Zero Altitude Outdoors.